Hello children. Today I am here with the video for the students of class 4. This is chapter number 4 of your science book. In this chapter, this is chapter number 4, that is matter. In this chapter, we will be learning about the various states of matter, various properties of matter, change of state of matter into various state by heating or cooling, what is solute, solvent and solution. So children, I would suggest please keep your pencil along with you so that you could underline the important topics by pausing the video. So let's get started. There are a variety of things around us. We see paper, pen, chair, windows, glass and many more things. All these things have mass. Mass means weight and take up space. Space means they occupy a certain area when they are placed or kept on. Therefore, anything that has a mass and takes up space is called matter. So, underline the statement, anything that has mass and takes up space is called matter. Solid, liquids and gases are the three states of matter. Means matter exists in three states, that is solid, liquids and gases. Matter is all around us. Everything around us is matter. And it is all around us, whether it is your book, copy, pencil, even you are yourself a matter because you have a certain weight and you occupy space. All matter is made up of tiny particles called molecules. As you know children, when we build a house, the bricks are placed one by one. These are the fundamental units of the wall of the house. Similarly, all matters are made up of tiny particles called molecules. So these molecules are the building blocks of any matter. Now look at the picture children. Here is the activity. Rahul is drinking water. So water is a liquid. Yes, you have to fill the blanks with the spelling liquid. Akshay is playing with bat. Bat is a solid. Yes, you have to fill in the blanks with the spelling of solid. Bunty is playing with balloon. Air filled in the balloon is gas. Now come to next page. The next topic of discussion is states of matter. As already explained, matter exists in three states. This is solid, liquid and gases. Means all the matters, whatever things are around us can exist in either solid, liquid or in gaseous state. The molecules, as you can see, the building units of solid, liquid and gases are arranged in different ways. So let us now read about the molecular arrangement in solids, liquids and gases. Solids. In solids, molecules are very closely packed. As you can see in the picture also children. See, these are, as you can see, the bricks of the wall. And similarly, here are the molecules, the building units of any matter. As you can see in this picture, the molecules are very closely packed to each other. Means there is no spaces between the molecules. See, as you can see children, the molecules are like the bricks and they are very closely packed to each other. There is no spaces between the molecules. This is why solids usually have hard and fixed shape and size. Means if you have a book, it will remain in the same shape and size till next 10 years you can say. Your chair, it never changes its size because it is a solid. The molecules are very tightly packed in solids. And this tightly packed arrangement of molecules give the solid its fixed shape and size. This is because of the molecular arrangement of solid. the solids are hard. Examples are wood, stone, paper and book. You can give, you can cite, you can list some more examples. By applying force, some solid can be bent, broken, cut or reshaped. Suppose this is a piece of wood. When you apply force, it can be cut, its shape can be changed, means this shape can be changed. When there is a book, when you apply pressure or force on that, you can tear the pages and you will change the shape of the book. So, by applying force, some solids can be bent, broken, cut or reshaped, means their shape can be changed. Here is the example. Write down 2 other examples of solids. You can write book and copy or table or chair. Liquids. In liquids, molecules are loosely packed. As you can see in the picture, there are spaces between the molecules. So molecules are not so tightly packed as in comparison to solid. In liquids, the molecules are loosely packed. Therefore, liquids do not have a fixed shape. They take the shape of the container in which they are kept. Means if you'll pour this water into a bowl, it will take the shape of the bowl. When you will pour this water into a jug, it will take the shape of the jug. This is because there is spaces between the molecules. That's why liquids do not have a fixed shape. They take the shape of the container in which they are kept. They can flow from one place to another. As you know, children, when you spill water on the floor, it starts to flow. Any liquid which is spilled over the floor, it starts to flow because there is spaces between the molecules. Molecules are not so tightly packed, so they can move in different directions. That's why liquids can flow. Have you ever seen a chair flowing? A book flowing? No, they cannot flow because they are solids. Solids have very tightly packed molecules. They are hard. But liquids have spaces between the molecules and that's why they can flow. Examples of liquids are water, milk, oil, juices, ink, and you can cite many more examples. Next is the gases. In gases, molecules are very loosely packed. As you can see in the pictures, there is too much spaces between the molecules. The molecules are very loosely packed. The spaces between the molecules is too large. And therefore, gases also do not have a fixed shape and size. They fill up whatever space is available to them. Suppose you blow a balloon, the entire balloon increases in its size. This is the property because the molecules in the gases are very far apart to each other and they tend to fill whatever space is available to them. Air is a mixture of gases. The air which is surrounding us, it is a mixture of gases, various gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, hydrogen and so on. See, here is the science bit. Information is given. Information is liquids and gases can flow from one place to another. As I have already said, liquids and gases can flow from one place to another. So they are called fluids. Gases and liquids can flow from one place to another. Therefore, these are known as fluids. Means all gases and all liquids are fluids. Now here you can see there is a table given. In this table, we will learn about the differences between solids, liquids and gases. See, these are the features. Features means properties. These are the properties. So, according to these properties, we will differentiate between the solids, liquids and the gases. Arrangement of molecules. As I have already explained, children, in solids, the molecules are very closely packed. But in liquids, the molecules are loosely packed, means there is a spaces between the molecules. And in gases, the molecules are very loosely packed, means the spaces between the molecules is too high. Next property of the property is shape. Because solids have very closely packed molecular arrangement, solids have a fixed shape. Solids have a fixed shape. Since the molecules in liquids are not so closely packed, so the liquids do not have a fixed shape. And similar in gases, since the molecules are very loosely packed, the gases do not have a fixed shape. Size. Solids, because of the molecular arrangement, it is tightly packed again. The solids have fixed size. Liquids, molecules are loosely packed. They have fixed size and volume. Fixed size and volume means, suppose there is 1 liter of water in a glass. When you will pour that water, 1 liter water in the jug, it will remain 1 liter only. Means if you are keeping it in the jug, its volume or quantity will not increase or decrease. It will remain the same. Means the liquids have a fixed volume or fixed size. Gases, they do not have a fixed size. Next topic is change of state. Change of state means matter, it can be solid, liquid or gases. As I have said, matter exists in 3 states. And these states can be changed from one to another on heating or on cooling. When we keep water in a freezer, it turns into ice. When we keep water in the freezer, it turns into ice, means it becomes solid. You can hold that ice in your hand. Can you hold water in your hand? No. But you can hold ice in your hand, means it has become solid now. So when we keep water in a freezer, it turns into ice. Why this has turned into ice? Because the temperature inside the freezer is very much low as comparison to the outer temperature or the room's temperature. That's why when we keep water in the freezer, it turns into ice. Means here we have cooling effect. And the process by which liquid changes into solid state on cooling is called freezing. This is process by which liquid changes into solid on cooling is called freezing. When we heat the solid wax you can say candle. So when we heat the candle, it changes into liquid wax, right? Similarly, when we heat the ice cubes or keep the ice cubes out of the freezer, they turn into water. Candle is in solid state. You can hold the candle, but what happens when we heat that candle? It starts to melt and the solid turns into liquid, means the solid state has changed to liquid state. Similarly, the ice water which you have converted into ice by keeping it in the freezer, when you will keep that ice cubes out of the freezer, what will happen? The ice cube will starts to melt and they will again turn into water. Here, ice cubes were solid and the water is in liquid state. So when the ice cube was kept out of the freezer, because inside the freezer the temperature was very low, that's why water has changed into ice. But when you are keeping that ice cubes out of the freezer in the room temperature, the room temperature is higher than the freezer, or it is higher than the temperature what is inside the freezer. That's why the ice cube starts to melt, means the solid has changed into liquid. So as you can see, children, the state of matter can be changed by heating or cooling. The process by which a solid changes into liquid state on heating, it is called melting. It is called melting, as we have explained the melting of ice. When we heat water, it turns into water vapor. All of you must have seen your mother boiling water or heating water. What happens after some time of boiling? The water which is present inside the container changes into water vapor. This water vapor is the gaseous state. This water vapor is the gaseous state. And you will also see slowly what happens. The water is getting converted into water vapor and it blew away. It vanishes. The quantity of water inside the container decreases. So when we are heating that water, the water is changing into water vapor. Water is in liquid state and the water vapor is in gaseous state. So on further heating, water can be changed into water vapor. So you can see, children, the liquid state has changed into gaseous state on further heating. Therefore, the process by which liquid changes into a gas on heating, it is called evaporation. This process is known as when water is changing into water vapor. This process is called evaporation. Next, when water vapor cools down, water vapors cool down, they form water. You must have seen, children, your mother cooking food. She covers the container with a lid. So when you open that lid of that container, you find tiny droplets of water. From where do these water droplets came? These water droplets come from the boiling of water when it was heated. But when these water vapor, when boiling started, the liquid or the water changed into water vapor, it was hot. But when these hot water vapors touch the cold surface of the lid, they become condensed and form the droplets of water. Therefore, the process by which gas changes into liquid on cooling, here the lid of that container is causing the cooling effect. That's why the water vapor on touching the lid of the container condensed and form the tiny droplets of water. Therefore, the process by which gas changes into liquid on cooling is called condensation. This process is known as condensation. See, here is the picture showing various changes in the states of water. Here it is ice. Here it is ice. Ice, how do we got the ice? We get the ice by freezing. Freezing means cooling effect. But when this ice is heated, ice change into water. Ice change into water. When further heating done, the water is converting into water vapor. Water is converting into water vapor. But when we will place a lid over this water vapor will touch the cold surface of the lid and will cool down. So again we'll come back to the liquid state. So here you can see, on freezing we have got solid. When on melting we have got liquid. When liquid is heated, we have got water vapors, means the gas. When the water vapors is cooled or condensed, we are getting liquid again. So this is the interchange of states of water. Next topic of discussion is solute, solvent and solution. Solute, solvent and solution. Some sugars, some solids like sugar and salt dissolve. Dissolve means they mix completely in liquids. You must have seen your mother preparing sharbat. What does she do? She pours 2 spoon of sugar into a glass of water and stir it with the help of a spoon. After some times you will see that the sugar which has been poured into the water, which has been added to the water, disappears completely. They mix in the water. This means they dissolve in the water. So when we add salt to water, it becomes salty. When we add sugar to milk, it becomes sweet. So when we are preparing a sharbat, we are adding sugar to the water. The sugar get dissolves, means get mixed with the water properly and makes the water sweet to taste. Therefore, the solid, here sugar and salt are the solid because they have fixed shape and size. The solid that dissolves in liquid is called solute. So in context of sharbat, we can say what we have added. We have added sugar. Sugar is the solid which is getting dissolved in the water. So here in context of sharbat, sugar is the solute, means the solid that dissolves in a liquid is called the solute. So here you can say sugar is the solute. In case of lime juice, salt is the solute. The liquid in which a solute dissolves is called the solvent. As in case of sharbat, we have added sugar to the water. So in this case, the liquid in which the sugar has dissolved is water. Therefore, water is called the solvent. The liquid in which a solute dissolves is called the solvent. For example, when we dissolve sugar in milk, sugar is the solute and milk is the solvent. Similarly, when we dissolve sugar in water, sugar is the solute and water is the solvent. The liquid in which we get the solute dissolved is in a solvent is called the solution. Sweet milk is the solution of sugar and milk. Similarly, when we are preparing sharbat, the sarbat is the solution. It is the mixture of sugar and water. So, solute plus solvent, the result is the solution. On mixing the solute in a solvent, we obtain solution. Water can dissolve many things in it. Hence, it is called universal solvent. Water. In water, we can dissolve salt also, sugar, milk, juices, ink. That is why water is known as universal solvent. Liquids like ink and juices also dissolve in water. As I have said, some gases also dissolve in liquids. For example, oxygen gas is dissolved in water. It dissolves in water. Aquatic animals. Aquatic animals means the animals which live in water. They do not come out of the water now, so they are breathing inside the water only. So as you know, children, all living beings except the plants, they require oxygen for breathing. What do we inhale? We inhale oxygen. So the aquatic animals, the animals living in water, they breathe in oxygen dissolved in water. Aerated drinks like Thumbs Up, Coca-Cola, these are called aerated drinks. Why? Because the soda water is mixed with, it is combined with dissolved carbon dioxide gas, which gives a tangy taste to them. When you will shake the bottle of these aerated drinks, you will find bubbles coming out of it. These bubbles are formed because of the dissolved carbon dioxide. So what we have learned in this chapter, children? Matter. It is made up of tiny particles called molecules. Matter exists in three states: solids, liquids and gases. The arrangement of molecules in solids, liquids and gases differ, means there is different arrangement of molecules in solids, liquids and gases. Matter can change from one state to another either on heating or on cooling. Some solids dissolve in liquids to form solutions. These solids are known as solute and the liquids are known as solvent. I hope you have understood the chapter well. All the instructions and exercises are explained in the online classes. So please children, stay connected to your teachers through the online classes and complete the exercises and follow the instructions given to them. Till then children, stay at your home, stay safe. Thank you.